At the moment, the polls show that the CDU is just about 30%, Social Democrats about 16%. So the question is not if there is a coalition government, but what kind of shape the coalition government will have going forward.
And what kind of shape are you expecting, especially when we're talking about this debt break situation, and a lot of people are divided on this, although the consensus is that the economy needs help?
Yes, I mean, the debt break was, at the end of the day, the reason why the last government broke up. So the Chancellor wanted to invest in the country. Germany has had anemic growth for several years now. And if you look at all the economic indicators, you need domestic growth impulses in order to pull the economy back into the area of growth. So export markets are shaky, to put it that way, at the moment. And there's a lot of investment need in Germany. You probably had the story a few months ago with the bridge collapsing in Dresden. So there's a lot of infrastructure investment that is needed in Germany. And in order to do that, you can't finance that from current income. So you need to borrow in order to invest in the country. And at the end of the day, the former finance minister, Christian Lindner, was not prepared to make financial headroom for this kind of investment by either using the emergency clause within the debt break or reforming the debt break to start with. And the next government will have exactly the same problem. So I would expect if you have a new government, probably by Easter next year, one of the first things they will have to look at is the debt break itself. Because bear in mind, at the moment, we do not have a proper budget. So going into 2025, we're going to be working on a preliminary budget. So whoever is going to be in the next government will have to look at the budgetary circumstances first and come up with a proper budget for 2025 and probably 2026 pretty much at the same time.
And you really emphasize the importance of the prompt state reform in your notes that you sent to our team here. Administrative modernization and digitalization. How optimistic are you that the country is going to get there?
Well, there has been recently a kind of dynamic across all German parties in order to push for public administration reform. You really have to add the external pressure is really mounting up. So you've seen populist governments taking office in many European countries. And one of the necessary, if not a sufficient condition in order to prevent something like that is to make the German state more effective in its approach to delivering for the public. So I'll give you one example. The last government had as a target to build 400,000 flats per year, which is not an outlandish target because in the 1970s, that's the number that was achieved back then. But the government failed, and failed quite miserably in achieving this aim. So it is a difficult proposition actually to go to the electorate now by saying, promising something new you're going to deliver in the next parliamentary term, given that one of the few quantifiable targets you put out last time around has been missed so badly. So I would consider public administration reform for whoever is going to lead the next government an absolute prerequisite in order to be successful in the next parliamentary term and to regain trust from the public in the political system that it can actually deliver and solve the problems people have.